Hello. How you doing tonight? I am just jumping on quick tonight because I was inspired to talk about, oh God, a couple of things. I feel like I got beat up in my dream yesterday. I'm serious. I don't know. I slept really weird yesterday and my back is killing me. I got a haircut yesterday. Yay! I have a mohawk. Woo! And my hair color turned out really, really good. I mean, I did the hair color, which I always do, but I usually just like layer it on like with the old stuff, and it just, I mean, it looks cool, but like it doesn't last very long. So my best friend, who is an amazing hairdresser, she's like my hair artist. She has been literally since like I've like known her for like 25 years. But she gave me some really cool tips on how to like make it last. Like, and I'm all about the science, so she gave me all of the science about it. So the color is like way more vibrant. You can't really like see it, but it's blue. It looks good. It's like peacock blue, which I love. Anyways, um, so yeah, so I'm jumping on here today because I want to talk about frequency and who are you really is the title. Um, the reason I decided to talk about this is because and this has come up in some of my other videos and stuff like that, but I was talking with a few friends of mine, like, and it's come up a few times in conversations, even with people. And I said to somebody, I don't know what we were talking about or how it like evolved into that, but the thing was, I don't know what they said. They were talking about like what they were gonna do with themselves, or uh something about, like, well, I don't know what to do now. Maybe I should open a restaurant, or maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. And it was something along those lines. And my response was, well, just so you know, like, and it was like a realization that like I had, uh, like, I don't know, like recently, like, I mean, recently, like within like the past like few months, say, let me just, this chair is so uncomfortable. Um, but it was something, a realization I had that was, and it like struck me. It was like a little epiphany, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I just realized that, like, what? Oh, that's what it was. Okay, let me go back. Sorry, my friend, she's in school, and her professor asked her like kind of like, what do you want to be when you grow up, or something? Like what is your purpose? Like what do you want to do? And she was like, geez, like I don't know. And she's like, that's a really hard question. And I'm like, that is a real, oh, as I cut the deck too, transmutation comes up. Wait, let me see if I can, there we go. How cool is that? I love my guides. Anyways, so it was, well, who are you? And like, what do you like, what do you want? Like, what's your essence? And I'm like, that's a hard question, right? Like, a lot of us don't really realize what our essence is. And when you're asked straight out like that, it's like that deer in the headlights kind of response, like, geez. And then right away, our logical mind is like, oh, well, I'm a really good painter, or oh, I'm a really good cook, or, I sing karaoke really awesome, or I'm really funny, or I and the list goes on and on and on and on. I'm a really good mechanic. I'm a really good, whatever it is. And I said to her, I go, do you know, I logically tried to figure it out. Like, I think like about a year ago or something. I'm like, fuck. Like, I knew I wasn't going to go back to the restaurant industry, and I knew I wasn't going to go back to bartending. And something was like, and I mean, like, before that, had you asked me what I was, and I'd be like, oh, well, I'm a henna artist and I'm a bartender. Not even close. That's what I do. There's a difference between what you do and like what you are. The other thing with that is that a lot of times we fall right back and we're like, oh, well, who are you? What's your essence? And right away we consider that like our talents and abilities are the same thing as like our gifts. Our gifts are completely different. Sorry, I'm yelling at the cat. She's scratching on the couch. No, sorry. um, anyways, um, so we have this like 3D construct of like whatever we're good at, like meaning like, okay, I'm a really good cook, or oh, I write really good music, or oh, I am a graphic designer, oh, I'm a bartender, oh, I'm a property manager, oh, I'm your your abilities, okay, because those are like abilities, okay, or and your talents if you're a painter, a musician, you're funny, you're witty, you're clever, like whatever's clever. um, we have this like I want to say not backwards notion, but it's a very like 3D notion that like those are the things that make up your identity. And I'm like, your identity actually has like nothing to do with your talents or abilities. Okay. Same way like people's behavior doesn't really necessarily make up their essence. And sometimes we misconstrue that and we like somebody might do something shitty to you or something and you're like, oh, they're a terrible person. No, no, maybe they had a really bad day. Maybe they work in a job they just cannot stand and it like drains them. Maybe their house got broken into yesterday and they're just having a bad day. Maybe they have some, maybe they go home at night and they're mistreated in their relationship. Whatever it is, right? We have this. I'm so like congested today. I don't know what it is. We have this like really weird like concept though that like that is like what makes somebody up, like their essence. And that's not it at all. And so like a year ago when I was like really trying to like, I guess like who am I kind of thing, and I'm like what do I like not what do I want to do, but like I know I want to do something that makes me happy. Hello, hi, how you doing? Like I know I want to do something that makes me happy and I know that I want to be successful. And I know that I'm really good at like, raising and taking care of plants and animals, and I know that I'm a really good henna artist, and I know that I like do tarot cards and whatever, but these aren't like my essence. And so that was a very like hard question, like who am I, right? And like who am I really? Like what is my pure essence, right? And that's a hard question for everybody. You know what I mean? It's not just you, or and we always feel like, oh well, it's just me who feels that way. No, it's not. It's everybody. Like it's very hard to distinguish because we are taught in our life that like what you do, how you behave, your talents are like that's your identity. And that's really not your identity. That's like part of what makes up the whole package of you. And it contributes to those things. But like really what is your essence? Like who are you really? All right? And so like again, this is like something your conscious mind will have a very hard time trying to uh, dissect, right? And like pull apart because we put so much into we put so much stock in like, okay, well, I identify with this. Like so I think back and I was bartending, right? Hello, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Hi, Jay. And so we had this thing where like I had this thing where it's like, okay, yeah, like I'm like at the time I'm like, well, I work as a I work as a bartender or I'm a server or whatever, but like I'm a server or I'm a bartender. That's not who I am. You know what I mean? Like even like I'm great with plants and animals. I'm a certified master gardener. And I'm see even right there I catch myself. I'm not a certified master gardener. I am certified as a master gardener. Okay. I just completed my certification in the healing art of Ho'oponopono, and I'm still learning how to say that the proper way. but uh I am not a I'm not going to say like I am a whole Oponopono master or whatever, but I am certified as a practitioner. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could be a master electrician or something like that. Well, that's not your essence though. That's like what you do. That's a skill. That's something you learned. Who you are is like what you are born as. It's your essence, it's your nature. Okay. And again, your nature doesn't necessarily uh or let's put it the other way, your behavior, your talents or your abilities do not necessarily depict your essence, right? Because somebody can have an essence as like their teacher. I just saw 1111, huh? Somebody can have like a teaching essence where like just no matter what they do, they have this thing in them where they're just like a natural teacher. Like they just do it in every whether they're what no matter what they're doing, whether they're bartending or they're playing music or they're dancing or they're whatever. They have this thing where they are just like teaching is part of their essence. Healing, somebody could like that's part of your essence. Like and whether you choose to do it or not, whether you even know or not, if that's in your essence, that is a very hard thing, but it's usually something you aligned with like in when you were like a child. Okay, because again, children are pure and they're unadulterated. So they don't have those constructs that we put on them as adults or that adults put on children like, well, you have to go out and get a job and make money, right? Or you have to go to school and be a doctor. Now, just because somebody's a doctor doesn't mean their essence is a healer. See how that works? Just because somebody has an essence of a healer doesn't necessarily mean they're going to grow up and go be a doctor. Okay. And the same thing with like being a certified master gardener. Just because somebody does that doesn't necessarily mean that's part of their essence. Like as my friend was doing my hair yesterday, we were like talking about something, and like I said, like for as long as I've known her, she's been a hairdresser, and like I don't know how it came up, but she's like she made a joke, she's like, why the hell do I do this still? And I'm like, because you're amazing at it, and you're like you're a master artist, you know what I mean? Like you really are. To me, it's an art form, and I get it when you're doing it every day and you're doing just like quick cuts and like whatever. It it's it's an ability, and she's talented at it, and it is a means to support her, to help support her family, her husband and their child, their household. But I'm like, well, and I just asked her, I'm like, what would you do? Like, did you ever, I'm like, Jen, did you ever think about it? Like, what would you do if you didn't do this? And she's a certified massage therapist as well. I'm like, would you do massage therapy? And she's like, I don't know, not really. And like, whatever. It's just not, again, it's an ability, and it is a talent, that she's good at, and it's a skill. But again, it's not her essence. And I'm like, what would you do? And she's like, if I had to do it all over again, she's like, you know what? I don't know. She's like, I'd want to be around like plants and like nature. She's like a park ranger or something like that. Right. I'm like, that is so interesting. You know what I mean? She's like, if I had to go back and do it all over again, I would want to do something where it's like, because that's where her essence draws her is to nature. Okay. In some respect. Right. So when I talk about like, who are you really? Okay. It's like, who are you really? Same thing goes like for your person, whoever your person is, whether it's like somebody you just met and you're just dating. It could be the person you're married to. It could be like if you're on a twin flame journey, it could be that person. It could be your soulmate. It could be a karmic relationship. It could be whatever the hell it is, right? But our ego mind put like, well, align us, our egos will, and when I say your ego, it's like your logical thinking brain, right? Our 3D thinking and our 3D brain. That's kind of what aligns us with people. And that's like in that sense, sometimes when you're like, if it's not like a soulmate or like if it's like just somebody like you're dating or something like that, it's kind of like your ego mind. You're like, wow, well, they're attractive, they're funny, they're nice, they're this, they're that, they make money, they're stable, they're whatever. We look at all these like surface things. Well, they play guitar really, really well, or they, do this really, really well. Now, something that would illuminate their essence would be like, now, do they like work with charity or something like that? And if they're doing that, is it something they just literally do because like it makes their soul sparkle? Do you know what I mean? Or is it like something they're like, well, it's like the right thing to do? Then that's probably not of their essence, which isn't that's neither here nor there. That, whatever. But I'm just saying that you can understand more about your person, and this could be your person in a family relationship or in a friendship or in a whatever. It's whoever you like spend your time with. Now, that's one thing about like my best friend Jen and I is like we've been friends for so long because I think our essence is a lot of the same. And though it may have varied at times over 25 years, I mean, like, she is the person who's been in my life the longest besides like my actual like blood family. Do you know what I mean? And I think the reason that we align so well is because our essences are very, very similar. And there were times where our talents, abilities, behaviors, and outside stuff maybe didn't align so much, right? Because your beliefs can fall into that part too. Your beliefs are not necessarily in alignment with your essence and like who you are. Crazy, right? Wrap your head around this shit. Ah, and the thing is that it's like, oh, fuzzy. So when you are looking like, thinking about your person, whether this is romantic, friendship, whatever, even when it's like your profession, if you attempt to look at it in a different way rather than like, wow, well, they're smart, they're funny, they are a hard worker, they do this, they do that. And then like, when you're dating somebody and like say like you guys grow apart or relationship ends or whatever, when you look at it that way, then it's very easy to be like, well, I see why we grew apart. Or I see why it didn't last, or I see why it didn't work out, or I see why this friend didn't last in my life for longer than a couple of years or longer than a couple. And that's the reason we outgrow people. That's the reason we outgrow situations. That's the reason we outgrow jobs, or like careers or whatever, because we end up realizing when you're becoming more in alignment with yourself, you end up realizing that it's not in alignment with your essence and like your frequency, okay? And like when you start doing things that are in alignment with your essence rather than things that are in alignment with like your hobbies, talents, abilities, and whatever, right? We want Can you guys, Jay, I don't know if you're still there. Can you hear the radio? Yesterday, I got like a little like slap on the wrist for like turning that song up yesterday. So I just, for like copyright, I just want to make sure that I don't get like any whatever. So let me know if you guys can hear the radio. Anyways, because I'll turn it down. But so I really just decided to like jump on here because you will 100% grow out of people, places, situations, occupations, whatever, at some certain point. Most of us will, because it's not in alignment with like who you are, right? So like there's a lot of people who like their parents own restaurants, so then they go into the restaurant industry. It doesn't necessarily align with who they are. You know what I mean? Like they might be a healer, or they might be a teacher, or they might be a I'm trying to like think of like another like like a facilitator. They might be a builder. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, awesome. Thank you. And you're bionic hearing. Yes, I love that. My aunt has bionic hearing too. It's like friggin' amazing. I'm like one of those people you could be like standing right in front of me and I'll be like, what? Like, I mean, I'm paying attention, but like, I don't know. Like, my mind's always like somewhere else. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. But, anyways, so when you align with somebody like to date or to hang out with as a friend or whatever, the surest way to know if you're going to like, and you can't really straight out ask people like, well, who are you? Like, what's your essence? People are like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, like 90% of people are like, I don't know. But what I can tell you is this is like, as the person on the other side, like looking, understand that it's not their hobby, their talent, their ability, or necessarily their behavior or their beliefs, right? Beliefs can change, behavior changes, talents and hobbies can change, abilities can change. So those things are all changeable, but what stays the same is like literally usually our essence. And that's usually something somebody does just naturally without thinking about it, that they've like aligned with since they were like like children usually, because children, like I said, are in that pure state where they just are. They're not all the things that we as society put on them, like you got to learn this, you got to do this, you got to try this, you got to whatever, like this, that, and the other thing. Children just are in their pure state of being, almost like animals are. Like they just are. They just are. Like, and we've all had pets, and like some pets are, you know, um, like just naturally very like cozy and loving, and then other pets are like maybe a little more standoffish. And I'm not talking about like behavioral patterns from from abuse and neglect and whatever. Same goes for humans. Somebody's behavior might not necessarily be in alignment with their excuse me, with their essence, because of things like that. So always like keep that in mind, like when you're dealing with whoever, like, and it's just like a good rule of thumb, like in your life. Um, Sorry, oh my gosh, so thirsty. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like just a short little reading here. Um, I felt like that was an important message to get out tonight for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, I was just like really guided to like share that with you guys. So I'm going to like some sage, call in my archangels, ascended masters, my spirit guides, my Dakuni Shahira. And did I say my ancestors? I meant to, my ancestors. Do a little sage here. Oh my gosh, while I was seeing my friend Jen yesterday for my haircut, her cousin, I think I mentioned it yesterday, her cousin does this sage spray or whatever. So she actually, oh, they're in the other room, but she made me these like 3 little oils, like perfume oils. Oh my God, they smell friggin' amazing. The one is thyme, like the herb thyme. And it's crazy because I was like, dude, this smells so good. I'm one of those people who loves cilantro. And I always say, I'm like, dude, I could wear this like perfume. This time, perfume oil, I literally wore it. It was perfume. It's beautiful. Then the other one she made me was ylang ylang, which is like very beautiful smell, but it like enhances like sensuality and whatever. And then the last one she made me was called Inspire, and I don't know what it like. I don't know like what oils are in it, but it's just beautiful. It's absolutely so beautiful. So I don't know. Kelly and I will be getting together this week to actually talk about like getting those available in like my Etsy shop. I am all about like when my friends and family create or do something, I'm all about like incorporating and like working together, and like I'm very, that kind of stuff makes me super excited. Same with like local businesses. Like if my friend opens a business or something, I'm like, yes, like I'm usually like the biggest mouth there is, because it's I just get so excited. It's like so neat to like, like see that. Hello, how you doing? Okay, so let's see. All right, so spirit, Okay, which deck? Where they tell me the animal deck. Okay, we're gonna do animal guides. I saw a blue jay today. That it wasn't even like I saw the blue jay. Like I was outside on my porch. I was like cleaning my like little hallway, so I was like, there's no light in there, so it was like I had the door open. It's freezing here in Buffalo, but I had the door open so I could see into like so the because I was washing the floor and I do it like on my hands and knees. So I wanted it to dry quick because it's a wood floor, and like in these apartments, I don't want to get like like make it like a water stain on the floor. So I wanted it to dry really quick. So I hear this like squawking, and it's like ah, ah, ah. I'm like, what the hell? Like to the point where I like was actually annoyed and like stepped out to like look at the tree. I'm like, what the frig? There's this blue jay, and blue jays for some reason are like my spirit animal. I don't know. Maybe that's why I did the mohawk. Oh my god. But anyways, no, I'm just teasing because they're adorable. They're blue. They have these adorable little mohawks. I found a blue jay feather once. Anyways, this blue jay literally squawked at me until like I went out, looked at it, and as soon as like I looked at it, it like flew away. This happened a couple months ago with a yellow sparrow. No, I'm sorry, a goldfinch. That's what it was. I'm like having a conversation with my mom on the porch. We're talking, and it's like it like I love nature, I love animals. That never bothers me, but this was like I remember feeling like I had to talk over this friggin' thing to like I'm talking to my mom and I'm like ah! Talking to my mom and I'm like ah! And then it was like literally like right over my head and I remember getting like annoyed and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so loud." I look up, there's this beautiful goldfinch literally like right there, and it like looked at me and then like flew away. Like as soon as I looked up and paid attention, it just like flew away. So guys, when stuff like that happens, that is a message from your animal guides, just so you know. um and my blue jay, I don't know, usually they mean communication and like good omens and things like that. They mate for life, which is adorable, and they are usually very protective of their uh territory or whatever. I saw a blue jay fighting a robin once, like which is nuts. Like literally, like it was like battle royale, like right off my porch. I was like, what the heck is this? Blue jays are crazy, I heard. Like they're crazy. Maybe that's why I identify with blue jays. I don't know, but I love blue jays. I just think they're so neat. And then oh, okay, we have three there. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna do the rest of the reading based on the animal spirit cards. Um, I don't. I usually just kind of shuffle and see like what spirit wants you to hear. Oh, okay. This is good, and especially we're in Mercury retrograde. So the first one is brown bear spirit. Take time out, and up here in the north, it's cold. You know what I mean? So definitely like hibernation energy going on. The days get real short here. I don't know if you guys where you guys are from, but in Buffalo they do the what do they turn it back or something? So literally, it's dark at 5 p.m., which you're like ready to like go to bed. Like, I mean, a month ago it was like dark at 7 p.m. and now it's like dark at 5 p.m. It's awful. But take time out, okay? So this is now a time to like actually like take time out, rest, recuperate, rejuvenate a little bit, especially because we're in Mercury retrograde. It's a good time to like review things, like like review, recalibrate, reassess things. Now would be a good time to like be like thinking about like what your essence is, what your person's essence is, and like what you resonate with, on a soul level, like you know what I mean. Bring your ideas to life, okay? And hold on, sorry. And this is electric eel spirit. So yeah, what I'm getting is like now is the time to like really like reassess, recuperate, recalibrate, realign with like maybe something uh that is part of your essence, right? Now would be the time to like realign with that, okay? And take time to maybe like go back over that and like see what that is or like where that is. Oh yeah, cardinals are beautiful. Yeah. Oh my gosh, good call, Jay. Good call. Um, yeah, it's funny. People are like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, our like apparently we do have like a really crazy accent. Like, but when you live somewhere, you're like, "I don't have an accent." Yeah, but that's really pretty cool. Yeah, Cardinals, and that is your dad. just so you know. Even like in the Native American tradition, and then there's certain other ones as well. Cardinals are actually associated with a male relative who's like bringing over a message and like a fatherly type of protective energy. So when you think that's what it is, that is what it is. And so I love that. Oh my goodness, I love that, Jay. That's really beautiful. Oh my gosh, my cousin, I think it's close to there. Yeah, well, she's not my little. Well, she's my younger cousin. She went to Geneseo, and now her and her family live in Mexico, New York, which cracks me up every time because I'm like, my mom's like, oh yeah, well, they're in Mexico, and I'm like, they're in Mexico, and I'm like, oh yeah, 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 there's a Mexico, New York, which just I don't know, like right away I think of like margaritas and like a really fun place. And then I'm like, oh, Mexico, New York. Like, which isn't a bad place, but you know what I mean? It's just quiet. Okay. So, anyways, Spirit is saying, now is the time to bring your ideas to life. So again, when you're going back to recalibrate, reassess, and go over those things that resonate like with you on a soul level, I really feel that the ideas, like when we come out of Mercury retrograde, the things that you guys are going to be bringing to life are going to be those things, like what you actually, like who you are really, like what your frequency is. And the more you do things that align with that frequency, you're gonna see like things get easier, things manifest quicker, things like just happen more on a serendipitous level where you're like, you know why? Because you're not resisting. Okay. Like when I was bartending, it was like I kept like bartending and I would pick up jobs and I would this and this and that. And it's like the more I pushed into that, the further away I was, like on my happiness level, on my monetary level, on my feeling like, my stability, feeling like stability in my life level. Okay. Feeling aggravated, it definitely affected my behavior. You know what I mean? I was like short tempered and like irritated, a lot more. There's so many times. I know, that's crazy, right? Like, yeah, resistance is futile. Yeah, it really is. Because when you resist, like whatever you resist, right? That's literally energy works like that. Whatever you're trying to push against, it's literally that is the thing that is going to stick around, right? And it's like this thing, like if you like work in a toxic situation and you're like go to work every day and you're like these people are so toxic and blah 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 and like it just never gets better. You ever notice how they literally like that situation like literally never gets better? Or like if you're like, man, I work at this place and I make no money and it's always slow and like no customers come in. You ever notice how that's how it stays? Or man, nobody ever tips around here and blah 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 whatever. Then it stays that way. In the restaurant industry, we had this joke like if it was dead, right? And like everybody could maybe be like, "Oh my god, we might close early." The minute anybody would be like, "Ah, yeah, it's so dead, we're going to close." That's the minute everything would get busy. And when you were like when it was busy and everything was cranking and you were like literally praying for it to end, it's like that's the time when it would just keep coming because you were like wishing for it. But if you were just like busy and in the flow and just like rolling with the punches, it was like the rush would come, you'd handle it, make a shit ton of money, and then like you guys would all be like having a drink at the end of the night and be like, wow, that was crazy, but wow, we did a great job, right? Because you were in the flow, right? So I really feel like spirit is just kind of saying like take time to like realign with like your essence and then start to bring your things into focus and your ideas to life because that's when you become in that state of like flow. That's when the energy literally is going to work with you and not against you. It's like you're going to be like in a river going along with the current. Like the current will actually be helping you as opposed to like trying to paddle or swim against the current. Okay. Um and okay, when these cards come in upside down, like they call it the protection message, and it did come out this way, but I for some reason feel like this has both messages applicable for this. So the first message is it says, see the big picture, right? What I think Spirit is saying now, because this is in reverse initially, I feel like because you're in this energy where you're like slowing down, you're taking time out, taking time to like reassess, recalibrate, readjust, you know what I mean? And then like you're going to be taking action. And when I talked about going with the flow, I noticed like, I don't know if you guys could see it. I just noticed that. Hold on. Okay. Like maybe right there. There's like this really flowy pattern. It's like flowy and like spirally and like whatever. And what I'm getting is like it's like that natural energetic flow. It's the flow of nature. It's like the flow of like how the winds and the water like just naturally go. So it's like really about like just go with the flow of things, like because and things will flow for you better. Your flow will become much better because it's time to realign with that essence of you. Okay, and remember, your essence isn't your talents, abilities, or behavior. It is your essence. Okay, it's like what you resonate with, like just in a like who are you really? And it's usually like what you do without thinking about it. It's like if you're like if it's like something that you just naturally do, right? And then you just keep doing those things like cuz you you when you do that on a scientific level, your right brain like switches off. That's your logical brain, your analytical mind. You switch over into a certain like a different brain frequency, and you go from like what is it? Um I believe you go from like is it alpha waves to like delta? I could be wrong on that. I'm gonna look that up. But oh gosh, I never shared those crystals with for you guys. I will do that. I had a real busy day. I'll do that tonight for you guys. The crystals we were talking about yesterday, I totally forgot. Anyways, so right now I think is the time to like instead of looking at the big picture like like that, it's time to like actually like look look into like the smaller things that you do on a daily and be like, wow, is this in alignment with like my essence? Is this really like an thank you, beta to alpha? That's what it is. Thank you so much. Okay. So I appreciate you, Jay, so much. So and so I think right now it's about instead of looking at that big picture and being like, ooh, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Now is the time to start looking at the little things and be like, wow, is this in alignment with like my essence? Or is this in alignment with like my analytical mind or like my talent, my behavior, and my abilities? Because I'll tell you, once you start doing things that align more with your essence, your behaviors, your talents, and abilities may change also. And you may notice that your talents and abilities and behaviors improve with things, with certain things in certain areas. Like, so it's crazy, you know what I mean? Like, but it's absolutely resistance is futile. And the thing is like, you, when you stop resisting and just go with the flow of your nature, when you stop resisting your nature, the flow literally just like comes to you instead of you trying to like catch up with it or push for it or grab at it. Do you know what I mean? The other message with this card is in the upright is once those things come into the focus and those little things start falling into place for you, that's when the big picture will be like made known to you. It's not something you have to look for. It's like literally that's when the grand scheme will begin arranging itself in the way it's supposed to be for you, right? And you're going to see like you're going to be like, "Oh, it's like when all those things will start falling into place, but they're going to naturally do it on a flow level, right?" Excuse me, I'm dying. Not really, I'm just teasing. Okay. Spirit, what cards do we want to use next? Oh, okay. All right. So next they're asking for okay. They're asking for my Pillar of Light Oracle deck. And then I think they said fairies today, so we're gonna use the fairy deck after this. I love the fairy deck. It's like my favorite. That's the deck I've had the longest. I think I've had it for 20, 25 years or something like that. Like for a really, really, really long time. It was crazy. All right. And I bought it just because I thought it was pretty. I didn't even like, I wasn't even close to like using them. I didn't even like have the urge. They like stayed in a box like forever. They were just really pretty. I love the artwork. Ooh, woo-wee. Oh, I love that. They tell me one more. One more? Maybe two. And then, okay, stop. All right. Our first card is, oh my goodness, I love it. Give love. All right. So, Spirit's message with this card is, yeah, okay. So, what I feel here is that, okay, yeah. So, I don't know. This might be for like a certain person. This might just be for like the collective energy that I'm reading for, but it's give love because I feel like giving love, no matter who you are, that is definitely in alignment with the soul's essence. Okay. And I feel like this resonates for everybody, whether you realize it does or not. So give love because this card here, it says shadows. And this is really about like, because of other people's behaviors, because of like things that happen in our lives or like in our experiences or whatever, I really feel that we sometimes, whether we realize it or not, we kind of shelter our hearts and we like put that aspect of giving love, we like we put it away. Not only that, but it's like giving love to your essence. And by giving love to your essence, it means bringing it out of the shadows. Like bring that out of the shadows, like stop sheltering that. Okay? Because by doing that, it's going to connect you with your highest purpose. All right? And it's actually going to connect you with like your true authentic self. All right? I put this praying mantis here because it's like when they stand like that, it's like they're just naturally like, in that position of like prayer. But the prayer position is meant to connect the it's meant to connect the energy between you and the divine is in yourself, right? Okay. And I think that's what they're trying to like get across here is that give love to that aspect of yourself, okay, to that essence of yourself. And this is like what will raise your frequency, okay? And like I said, when you're in that flow, that's when your frequency gets really high and like really like high vibrational and like a very bright frequency. And it like vibrates at a very high level. And that's when energy starts to move, right? All right. When the frequency is very low, all right, that's when energy kind of like stops or like starts and stops or is like it's going to move slowly. Okay, when you're vibrating at a very high frequency, and also when you're doing that, the other thing is what I'm getting is with this is while you're doing that, okay, and giving love to the aspect of yourself, the things in your life literally start to operate differently. So you might notice like when your frequency is raising, you might notice the people in your life act different around you. That toxic office situation might not be as toxic. Their behavior might change. That relationship that you're in, you might realize that that's not the relationship for you anymore. Or you might realize that like there's like one thing within that relationship and like when your frequency changes, you might realize that you and the person operate together differently and maybe it's better or maybe you guys don't resonate with each other anymore or maybe you know what I mean, like there's all different kinds of things, but like it can go either way. So it's either like you guys 44, it's either that you guys are going to and it goes for friendships and family as well. It's like you guys are either going to realize that you don't resonate with each other because your essences and your frequency don't match. They just might operate in a different frequency. Or it might they might realize, like, wow, that is more in alignment with my natural frequency and my natural state. And then their frequency raises along with you, and you guys do that together. Hi, Marsh, how you doing? Okay, Spirit, do I want these two cards? Yes, they're telling me to take these two cards. Yeah, because sometimes, again, when we are again not in alignment with our true essence, right? And we are putting all of our when we're putting our identity in that metaphorical basket of, well, I'm talented at drawing, and I'm talented at fixing stuff, and I'm talented at, I'm really funny, or I'm a really good cook. When we start putting our identity there, that's really just smoke and mirrors. That's what the universe is saying. That's like just an illusion. It's like smoke and mirrors. That is not your identity. You have to like look within. I don't know if you can see it. These are robin's eggs. I found. But you're gonna find that hidden treasure. Okay. And that's what it's going to be like. You're going to find this like hidden treasure literally within you. Okay? Because like I said, we all resonate on some level as like, well, our identity is this, or I'm a bartender, I'm a firefighter, I'm a police officer, I'm I'm a nurse, I am a librarian, like whatever it is. That doesn't necessarily mean it's your identity. Okay? That is the smoke and mirrors. You might be talented at that. That might be your ability, right? That might be your behavior or something like that. But that might not that's not necessarily connected to your essence. So spirit is just saying like examine that and like tap into that. And the way to bring that out of the shadows is to give love and understand that giving love, also receiving love, is literally, that is part of your true essence. So if you can use that as like the first block of this new foundation you're going to build while you take time out in order to bring your ideas to life, right? And while you're going to like take time out, slow down a little. Right now it's Mercury retrograde. The universe is trying to get you to slow down a little bit anyways, right? But you're going to be in this like flow, the state of flow after that. And right now, look at the little things. All right. And then the big picture will fall into place and be revealed to you. Okay. But understand that the first block that you guys want to recognize is love. Love. We're born with that as part of our essence. So it's like about what you do love, what literally like loves you back. Oh, that is the best way, Spirit. Thank you. That's what they just said. So it's like about like when you're in that state of flow, right? And like Jay, thank you so much for helping me. When your brain switches from beta to alpha, right? Okay. And it's about what loves you back while you're doing it. And if it loves you back, chances are that is in alignment with your essence. What if you give love and not receiving it? Then you give it anyways. Loving unconditionally means just that. It's to love with no condition and no constraint. And if it's that you're in a place where you like feel like you can't do that, unconditional love doesn't mean that it has to be fair. If you're in a situation where you are being abused or something like that, by all means, walk away. That situation is not for you. But love anyways. And just because you and somebody don't resonate with each other, either right now or anymore or whatever, the point is you could still love and still say goodbye. So that choice is yours. But if it's like something where it's toxic and you're being abused, or there is like toxic, codependent, abusive, any type of like hurtful, harmful, oppressive, controlling behavior, that is definitely a situation you want to like remove yourself from. Okay. It doesn't matter. Then if it's a soulmate situation, then absolutely unconditional love is unconditional love. We are unconditionally loved by the universe. We don't always necessarily look at the universe and be like, I love you so much, right? We don't always necessarily return that love, but we're loved anyways. And that's what part of the soulmate, and it depends if it's like a soulmate situation. Some soulmates are really just meant to be in your life to teach you a lesson and then maybe not be there anymore. It depends on what lessons you like what your like karmic lessons are, right? We all have karmic lessons. I always have fun is that I can do many things. Additionally, I tend to do things. Oh, well, see, so Jay, right there, what I'm like literally what I'm getting for you is you can do many things. Absolutely. Those are your talents, abilities, and behaviors. I do things to help others, but without getting paid. Well, that's the thing though. Like, are you naturally just, how can I put it? If you are hoping to, let me see, how can I word this? So it's like, if the help is coming from a place where like expecting something in return, that's probably not within your, oh no, no, it's probably not within your essence then. Do you know what I mean? If like that's the feeling, if it's like the feeling of like you extend out a helping hand and like are like, okay, well, why aren't you helping me back? Or why, what, like, where's the return? That could be like a lesson, like a karmic lesson for you. Okay. That could have been something like maybe like I do past life readings. So like, I mean, right off the bat, what I'm getting quickly is that in a past life, you may have, you may have, and like, okay, remember in our past lives, it's not us like right now. Like, yeah, it's our soul, but our soul born is another human. Do you know what I mean? So it may have been a situation like what I'm getting is that like where maybe you were on the receiving end of getting help or free work or something like that. You know what I mean? Um, in which case that's a karmic lesson, or it could have been in a past life. The other message that I'm getting for you, and it might be multiple past lives, where you may have been like a missionary person in a in a past life. You know what I mean? Like where you went to spread the word of like a certain faith or religion and built schools, hospitals, things like that. And it's like something like an energy you're just still kind of like carrying on into this life. So the way to delve into that, Jay, is you can like I do past life readings. You could book a session. You can actually right before you go to bed, you can like say like spirit guides. I would really like to dream about like one of my most recent past life, and I would like to remember that information and keep doing that every night because it takes practice, you know what I mean? But keep like a notebook next to your bed and start writing down um like little things that you remember, and that's a way like you can actually like kind of explore into that. Gets me taken advantage of a lot. It's like I love too hard and it runs away or they abuse it. Yeah, so yeah, Marsh, um really honey, what I'm definitely getting with you is that this is a karmic lesson for you. And by karmic lesson, it just means like a lesson you have to learn. You're meant to learn something from it. And if the pattern keeps happening and then like the result is worse and worse and worse every time, then that's something where like karma is literally trying to like shove it in your face and be like, this is the lesson. Like it happened to me with things, in different ways. The lesson will keep repeating in a similar way until you're meant to take from it what you're meant to take from it. And it gets harsher and harsher every time if you're not learning the lesson that like your highest self is trying to show you. But like you, I give a lot of free readings, free writing. Oh yeah, okay. Unfortunately, when one is at financial bottom, right? Well, and that I totally understand, Jay. You're preaching to the choir over here. What that says to me is that the panicking and at financial bottom again is showing like, okay, if you're doing it out of like, how can I put it? I had a conversation like this with my brother. Are you having a birthday today? Happy birthday, Jay! Yay! Happy birthday. And it's okay to thank, honey. Here's the thing. I just had a conversation with my brother, and it was kind of like along the same lines. I used to do that. Like, I would like start to like get like, like my finances wouldn't be good, and then I'd start to like scramble almost, and I'd be like trying to like pick up any job I could, or pick up any hours, or pick up henna gigs, and it was like the more I tried to do that, the worse it got, and the more I would panic, and the more, oh, Spirit just said, relax into it, Jay, and I know that's so hard, but they're saying relax into it because you got to trust them. You have to trust that the universe is conspiring for you on your behalf. But when you start to panic, it shows like mistrust. Oh, and I'm being asked to pull a card real quick for you. Hold on. I'm not going to shuffle because I know like they're telling me what card to pull. And I'm going to read it to you. Hold on a second. So much stuff. Okay, hold on. I believe it's Ariel. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh, Uriel. And then actually, hold on. I just want to make sure. I know it's this one, Uriel. I am going to pull one more for you, though, Jay, really quick, because it is your birthday. And yeah, I know that's so hard because I've been there and like whatever. But like I said to my brother, I'm like, you have to relax into it. And like as Scorpios, well, you're one. You're one of us. For Scorpios, that's very hard. I know, sweetheart. I'm like, you're preaching to the choir over here. Okay. But that is part of karmic lesson for you. Okay, so first let me read you this message, and then I'm gonna pull one card for you, and then I'm gonna like kind of close out, guys, because I was really pushed to give this message today about like who you really are. Okay, because that is, I don't know, Spirit just really wanted that to come out today. And I'm so happy it's your birthday, Jay. Yay! I'm excited for you. Hold on. Jeez. Okay. So the reason I want to read this to you is because there is like, I love the way it's worded in here. Okay, yeah. So this is your card, okay? This is the one they wanted me to pull, and it's Uriel, and it's trust, okay? So, yeah, okay. See, there's Mount Everest in the background. I don't know if it's hard to see. I'm trying to get it without, there we go. So what they want you to understand is like the purity of things, right? Like it's like fresh and it's pure. And it's like, that's what trust is. Like, and when you trust the divine, and they're asking, Uriel wants you to like use their name. That's like your archangel right now. Like, Uriel, please help me trust. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Jay, you're just so sweet. Oh my gosh. You're just so, you touch my heart. Okay. But Uriel, they want you to call into Uriel. They like, Uriel's like literally waiting to help you. And when you call, they do come, they do help. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna read this to you, and I want you to see it. But Uriel, and it's like about having that like getting to the top of Everest, right? And like you're not questioning how Everest formed or how the snow stays there. You just trust that it's like magnificent and it's beautiful, and like you trust it, right? You trust that it's not going to crumble under your feet. So Spirit is saying disappointment often takes us to a state in life where the erosion of our faith in self, in others, or in source occurs. Uriel is gently reminding you to practice belief, faith, and trust, for they are the three the three commitments of love. Simply say a gentle prayer to Uriel, to the source, asking, please help me develop the muscle of trust and to take away the fever of untrust. That's the part that I wanted you to hear. So I'm going to repeat that one more time. Uriel, please assist me in developing the muscle of trust, and please assist me in taking away the fever of the untrust. All right. Just like the soaring summits of wonderful, trusting Everest, you will once more spring forward with joy in your step. You may always trust the angels, for they are love for the sake of love. And Marsh, like that's kind of like the point that I was trying to get like across to you. Like angels, they love just for the sake of loving. Okay. Jay, chant ha through your heart chakra to stimulate heart tingles, and it would be ha ha. Okay, and it stimulates your heart tingles and a resurgence of trusting fibers to fill your life. And what it actually does is it resonates that electromagnetic field out from your heart chakra and opens it up into your energetic field. Okay, I'm gonna pick one more card for you because I'm so excited that it's your birthday. Okay, give me 1 second. And they're telling me to pick one from my Oracle deck as well, but first I want to do it from this one. And then I'm going to close out, guys. Yeah, they said this was like more important than we got interrupted, but we got interrupted for a great reason. I love that. Liberation. Okay? Liberate yourself from that feeling of untrust and that fear of panic. Okay? Because they want you to be in the flow. All right. And maybe this message was like literally meant for you today. I don't know. You know what I mean? And on the bottom is romance. And I really feel like be liberated, help yourself to liberate, pray to Archangel Uriel. Okay. Chant ha through your heart chakra to open it up because it will liberate you from that feeling of like panic and like suffocation. Okay. And then you're going to see the romance in life again. And it could be in a love relationship as well, but it's about like seeing the romance in life, like the good things, right? You know what I mean? And like seeing they just keep saying seeing the romance in life, seeing the romance in life. Okay, so we want one card for Jay. I'm so excited. It's your birthday. Okay, they're telling me cut. Because doing these things is going to bring about your confidence. You'll get your confidence back. But it's about taking a moment to stop, reflect, think about what aligns you with your essence, and remember that whatever is aligning you with your essence is something that feels like it loves you back because it was given to you in that from the divine, and angels love for the sake of love. Okay, so trust in Uriel, trust in source, trust in spirit and your guides and your highest self. Use that meditation practice because it will liberate you and help you to see the romance in life again. And that is what's going to make you feel confident and abundant. Okay? And it will bring in confidence and abundance, not It's, you'll actually like see things become more abundant because the energy will know how to resonate with you, with your frequency. Okay. I totally understand. Oh my goodness. Then that I literally just heard that is your essence. Animals, like rescuing animals. That's the purity of this Mount Everest. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Rescuing animals and rescuing dogs. That's where your essence lies. I don't know, like what? Like, yeah. Well, I think all I hear is like that's where you want to go. However that resonates for you, I don't know. But that is your essence. That's where your essence lies, sweetie. Oh my gosh. I'm like so glad we got to talk tonight. And I hope you have a great birthday. I love you so much. All right. My heart light to yours. Oh, wait. Let me see. I literally like saw it in my head and I'm like, hold on. Where is that? It'll be like the last one. Come on. Hold on. I think I know what color it is. Where is it? Ah, come on. Spirit, show me heart light, please. There it is. Let me see. My heart light to yours. Okay. I love you. Happy birthday. Mars, thank you for joining, sweetheart. And really, like I said, guys, just now is the time to like go back, regenerate, rest a little bit. And it means like rest your mind as well as your body in order for things to quiet down so you can connect. Okay. And connect with your true essence. Like I said, when it's your essence, it's something that feels like it loves you back. I love you guys. Good night. Be beautiful like you are. Okay. Bye.